Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So if you haven't already heard, I launched a Patreon page for my channel. And what that means is that you, as my viewer, are able to leave a monthly contribution to my channel, and in return, I'm able to create more awesome YouTube content. I'm going to be able to continue to expose the Church of Scientology. I have a book that's going to be released later on this year. I'm working on an upcoming documentary. Just a lot of things involving taking down the Church of Scientology and working on getting their tax exemption revoked. If you support me in my mission to take down the Church of Scientology, the link is going to be right here, patreon.com/StephenMango, and the link will also be down in the description box below. I really appreciate your support in helping me be able to continue on doing my YouTube channel. So for today's story, I wanted to talk to you guys about how I became a poster boy for the Church of Scientology, as well as how my picture and face appeared on their Way to Happiness booklets. Now, I get asked about this a lot because many people have seen me on the Scientology posters. A lot of people always wonder how I became a face, so to speak, for the Church of Scientology. So before I get into how I was on the IAS posters, which was kind of more of a big deal, I wanted to talk about my Way to Happiness booklets. So I was on copies of the Way to Happiness book, and the Way to Happiness is a book by L. Ron Hubbard. So it looked like this, and my acting headshot, me in a pink t-shirt. You probably have seen me wear it on this channel, but I had one of my old acting headshots on it, and also on the back I had a picture of my face. I'm trying to cover up my address there. I don't live there anymore, but I had my picture on the back as well, and of course it's all pages of the Way to Happiness book. So how did this all come about? So I was a very active parishioner at the Scientology Celebrity Center in Hollywood. And part of basically kind of like your duties as a Scientologist is to continue to disseminate Scientology to others. And the main reason you want to do that is because it allows Scientology to grow, and the ultimate mission is to clear this planet. And what does that even mean? To be able to get others up and through the state of clear, which basically means you no longer have your reactive mind, which is that part of your mind that has like your fears, your pains, and upsets, and basically almost like this world peace mission where we're all basically these sane beings who no longer are controlled by, our own reactive minds, not under hypnosis by society and by, psychiatric drugs and all that sort of stuff. So therefore we'll be able to, save our planet. And so there's also the back side of the coin, I guess, not only just by helping others, but it also helps you. So if I'm a Scientologist, and one of my purposes was to bring others in, not only just to help them, but also because I would receive a commission on every single course, book, lectures, whether it was bridge services, auditor training, whatever I could get someone to sign up for, then I in return would receive what's called an FSM commission, field staff member. So I was considered a field staff member. So that doesn't mean that you're like in the Sea Org or you're a staff member in a church. It's just basically a title that means basically you're like an outside salesperson essentially for Scientology. I was a public person, and I was therefore able to recruit friends, family, actors, actresses, celebrities, whoever I wanted into the Church of Scientology. There'd be a slip, and I would recommend certain courses for them, and I would bring them into the Scientology Celebrity Center, and then they would get signed up on the course. And if you guys want to make a video about how that kind of works in terms of recruiting others and what I would do to recruit people into Scientology, leave a comment down below and I'll add that to my video making list. And I tell you guys, I have probably 30 videos that I'm going to be going into production for, I guess you could say. I have so much I want to continue to speak out about. So again, stay tuned for a lot of really cool footage. So in terms of the Way to Happiness booklets, so my registrar and others inside the Church of Scientology put me in contact with the Way to Happiness Foundation. Now, the Way to Happiness Foundation is located in Glendale, California. So the Way to Happiness is basically a book and all these different precepts on how you can live a more ethical, moral, and better life so you can be happy, blah, blah, blah. Very light reading. It doesn't even say Scientology on the cover. I mean, literally, it says The Way to Happiness, a common sense guide to better living, and it has my name, and if I was giving it to someone, I would put their name on that line. And that's how I would get people interested in Scientology, because what I would do is use these booklets in order to get other people to come into the Church of Scientology. Now, I wouldn't just be like, here's the book, go join the church, because no one's going to do that just without any sort of idea of why should I just come into the church? You know, I may not be looking for a faith or not be religious sort of thing, but for most people, there's something ruining them in their life, and it's called your ruin. So I would always try to look for what the person's ruin is. And whether it's someone I knew, someone I didn't know too well, Scientology teaches you different drills and techniques to talk to someone, so it just naturally comes up to where you're just like this very, you know, happy, stable person, and they're just willing to open up to you just because they see you kind of as a role model in a way. So I kind of used me being like the super uptone person that's winning in Scientology, and like, oh, you're having problems in your marriage? Well, you know, we have these really great, awesome marriage life improvement courses, and we have courses that can help you not only with your relationship, but also with you as a person, and help you become more happy, more competent, more stable, more financially prosperous, whatever it is. And hey, you know, it's like a $50 course, and you know what? Start with this. Read this book tonight, Way to Happiness. Check it out, and tomorrow we'll stop by the Celebrity Center. I'll contact some of my contacts over there to be able to give you a tour and kind of introduce you to some more different courses. And this book will help you right now, and this is going to help you be able to at least know like some common sense different things to kind of just reinforce what you already know about ways that you can just kind of help yourself as you go through life to become a better person. And you know that, yeah, there are some helpful things in the beginning parts of Scientology, but you end up working deeper and deeper into the Scientology system, I guess, and you're going deeper into the basic book and lectures courses, then eventually starting to go up the bridge, and then it consumes your life, and that's when you get into more different control aspects, whether it's mind control, whether it's personal control, physical control, financial control, all of that. But in the beginning stages, you know, you really do think, you know, you are going to help the person, and later on, looking back, I can say, oh yeah, it was all BS, but I think I genuinely, honestly thought that I was helping people, but in the same respect, then I'd be able to go up the bridge myself and being able to continue to do Scientology courses. Now, most people, I would say a good 80% do this, if not more, inside Scientology, but basically like selling Herbalife or one of those sort of things, or isogenics, or any of those sort of multi-level marketing sort of things. It's essentially like the same sort of deal. But they said because I was so theta that they wanted to hand out booklets around the Hollywood area with my face on it. Because again, I'm like this young, cute kid in like this pink t-shirt. I'm not like the typical like creepy, hairy old, you know, C-word person with missing teeth and just like anorexic looking because obviously they're not receiving proper nutrition or whatever. I was, you know, a young, very clean-cut looking person, and they wanted to take advantage of that by putting me on these booklets. So therefore, it's like, Steve, we're going to distribute these booklets with your face on it, and we're going to help turn around the crime rate in Los Angeles. We're going to help with literacy. We're going to just help just everyday people be able to understand and learn these LRH tools to be able to better their life. And it was like that sort of thing. It's like, well, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And, you know, they're going to see your face and they're going to be able to want to, you know, learn more about Scientology. And plus your name's on the book and your information. So they're going to be contacting you in order to learn about their, you know, beginning steps inside the Church of Scientology. So that's how it all began with the Way to Happiness booklets. I do have a ton of these booklets still left. If you guys want one, if you're one of my Patreon subscribers, please contact me through Patreon and I will send you a signed copy of one of my Way to Happiness booklets. So at Celebrity Center, they had these posters of me, and it said, "There's never a better time to call yourself a Scientologist, you know, join the, you know, International Association of Scientologists," something along those lines. It said, "Join the IAS." And it was just me, and I had this whole photo shoot. Now, basically what happened was I told you guys a story probably a million times about Melissa, who was my IAS reg. Melissa, who's my IAS reg, and actually I've had some of my eyewitnesses, I guess, I don't really know what you want to call them, my spies or tipsters, I guess we can call them, who actually recently have seen Melissa. She's no longer at Celebrity Center, she's at Big Blue, and she's doing like body routing and getting new people inside the church. So just on like the street corner. So she went from having like a cushy post at Celebrity Center to now like recruiting people, like getting off of the subway or something like that. So very odd, but again, you know, she was probably just doing her job as an IAS reg just to extort as much money out of me as she possibly could. So with regard to Melissa, Melissa, again, was very heavily regging me for a very long time. And she'd call me late at night, and I'd be in her offices. She'd stalk me down at Celebrity Center, pull me off course, whatever, just in order to get money off of me. So when I was signing up for my next IS level, it's almost just like how you're going up the bridge. They had different IS levels. So you donate $5,000 your lifetime. You donate $15,000 you're, an honor roll person. Then you're a patron at, $50,000 or whatever the current market rates are for the IS. I'm not 100% sure, but they go all the way up into the millions. So I was going up to my next IS level. So basically they decided at Celebrity Center that if I committed to going up to my next IAS level, that they would make me the face of the IAS, and they want me to basically be a spokesperson for the International Association of Scientologists. So that seemed really exciting to me because this is supposed to be the force that is safeguarding the technology of Scientology and against like the media, SPs, people like Leah Remini, and all that sort of stuff. The IAS is protecting the future of Scientology. So if I could be the face of that, that was really exciting to me because I really felt like I was making a difference in the world almost. I really respected what I thought the IAS was doing at these disaster sites and doing all these different things, which is all false. But I was believing it obviously very strongly at the time, so for me it was considered like a really big honor. So I found a way with like 8 credit cards. I was on the phone with her and I'm like, you can take like $300 off of this one, $800 off of this card, $1,400 off of this credit card, and we're figuring all these different ways to get money off my credit cards. And maybe, they'll say, oh, Stephen Mango's a fame whore. Of course he joined because he wanted to be on the poster and he's so into himself. And it wasn't even like that. It was honestly because I felt like my church saw something special in me, and even though it cost me money to go up to my next level and they were using it in order to get me to donate more money, I still really felt like this money was going to go towards something good, something positive to help others, and in return I was going to be recognized in a very big way. Just like how people may give a speech at a charity event or something like that. It's not because they want to be on stage and have the fame and glory. Just because I was an actor doesn't necessarily mean that that was my intention, was because like, oh, I'm going to be on all these posters. But really it was like, wow, they see that something special and I'm meaningful and I'm purposeful. It's more like that. Like, you have to figure I was very lonely. I didn't have any like real good friends or anything, and I just had Scientology, and here they were like recognizing me. I felt in a big way. So I showed up a few days later in a dress shirt, and I bought it at the Gap or something like that. Like, I was so excited, like, I need to get a new shirt. I'm gonna be on this IAS poster. So I met with this like very foreign like photographer. No idea really how we understood each other, because I don't even feel like she spoke English. I just got her off the boat, I feel like, and they gave her a camera and said, take a picture of him by the fountain. So they were taking all these different pictures of me at Celebrity Center, and it was really cool. I really felt like I was doing something, and it was really cool. I thought, I was going to be on all these posters. So they eventually put me on all the posters, and this is right around the time I was about to leave Scientology. I didn't know that, but I was right about to leave, like within a couple weeks. So this was very bad timing for Scientology. So they put me on these posters right near the examiner's office, right on the 3rd floor of Celebrity Center. And the big thing was that, the reason we're putting you by the examiner's office is you go to the examiner after course, they put you on the E-meter. If your needle is floating, obviously, like, you achieve the gains of that level or of that service, whatever. If not, then you have to go through the whole sort of corrections and all that sort of stuff. But they put me up on the poster by the examiner's office so everyone would see how theta I am. And I radiate theta, which is just like this positive energy, is the best way to describe it in like layman's terms, I guess. It means life force, but basically like you're getting so much of this. You see me and you're like, wow, look at that being, like that powerful, incredible being on that poster. And then you're going to go in the examiner's office and you're going to think of Stephen Mango, essentially. Like, wow, like he became a lifetime member. Look at how powerful he is, And therefore your needle's going to float at the examiner's office. And all the celebrities and everyone who's going to be going to the examiner is going to be able to see you on the poster. And they're going to want to do the same thing and up their IS level or whatever, They're just, again, stroking my ego, love bombing me, feeding me, kind of what I want to hear. So right around this time, a couple weeks later, I was thinking about it, and on the poster it said, there's never a better time to call yourself a lifetime member. But really for me, this was during the time where I was really questioning what was going on. Like, I really felt like I was doing something great, but on the other hand, I'm gay and I can't hide that any longer, you know? And eventually I went on a secret date with Jeff because, again, they followed me to the grocery store, they followed me to my home, everywhere, because I took like a little bit of a break for a few weeks and they were trying to get me to donate for more different things, ACC lectures, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't necessarily want to be affiliated with a group that was homophobic, that took so much money from people, and I almost felt embarrassed to be on the poster. Like, what if they were using me and my name, especially like on those booklets? They're using me to rope in someone else who may be in the same position I was, or who may be sensitive, or maybe gay, or in like a very like bad place in their life, and they're using my success story, because you have to write a success story. Like, I joined the IAS because it's a force to defeat all the evil SPs in the world, and I am here to give my money to better the world, and, you know, whatever BS. Thank you to COB, David Miscavige, and you write this whole long success story. So of course they publish that, and they show other people when they are going to do the same thing I was doing, was to go in the next level, and they'll say Steve Mango, you know, did it. You know Steve Mango, he's a, you know, really quirky kid, you know, who likes to eat, you know, pasta at the Rose Garden Cafe, because of course every single day they would make me pasta at the Rose Garden Cafe, and they told me they'll deliver it anywhere in the org for me, because that's how special that I was, I guess, to them in the org, and how valuable they saw me in some way, that I could be sitting, you know, up on the roof, and I'll call them up on the phone and call downstairs for my pasta, because I love pasta because I'm Italian. But again, I'm going on a whole other tangent. But again, I forgot all about the pasta story until just now. Like, yeah, I used to eat a lot of pasta inside Scientology. They make me a cream sauce, they make me pesto, they make me tomato, they make me a cream sauce, arrabbiata, but anyways, the pasta was good at Scientology. I will give them that. They have a really good pasta at Scientology. But that's not a reason to go inside Scientology. But they're using my success story and all of that in order to rope other people in. And they're seeing me on these posters, and I'm getting calls from people, especially when I'm gone for a few weeks. I know that they intentionally did this. They would get my friends, they'd get business associates, others that I was affiliated to, and they'd call me and they'd be like, hey, like, that's so amazing, you're on that poster, like, we haven't seen you around in a while, like, you have a responsibility, like, you're on these IAS posters. And it was really like a mind trip for me, because it's like, well, you know, I did this to better the planet and do all these things, and you have like the Scientology side of your brain that's telling you one thing, but on like this other like little sort of other part of your brain is telling you, you know, Steve, you are already kind of falling in love with Jeff, and you're gay, and not only just that, look at all they're doing in terms of like the financial abuses and taking money off your credit cards. And eventually I start waking up to this and realizing like this isn't a religion, this is a business, this is a Ponzi scheme. Just like I said earlier, it's like Herbalife or one of these sort of things. And I'm telling myself, I'm like, Steve, this feels like Herbalife, or it feels like some sort of pyramid scheme where it's just all about the next level and about giving, you know, the next check to them. And there's always this pressure to donate, to sign up for the next course. And it was just really hard for me to be able to continue to associate with Scientology. Now, they have me on these posters, and I did have friends that would be calling me weeks after. Even though I publicly left the church, I'd still be on these posters. And it was a big embarrassment for Scientology, and also for me, because I left right away, right after I become a lifetime member. And I am forever in the IAS, which I'm no longer because I'm a suppressive person, but I joined for an eternity, essentially. And here I am, a couple weeks later, not a Scientologist any longer. So, and obviously that was very difficult for me, because I, you know, felt like I really pledged myself to something, and I really devoted myself. It's really difficult to leave Scientology, and I really sympathize to people who are on the fence or trying to leave or can't leave. And it's not something as simple as just walking out the door. You're surrounded by it, especially in LA, especially in Florida, other areas, but particularly in California and in Florida. But luckily I left, and I don't know how long it took for them to actually take down my poster. I think once I eventually made my video, but they were recruiting people based off of my poster, based off of these booklets, and getting people into Scientology. But, you know, I guess I can't feel bad about it, because I didn't necessarily know it was a bad thing at the time that I was doing. I honestly thought that I was doing the greatest thing for the greatest number of dynamics. And it was so hard to like lose that and leave that, from being like a Scientology poster boy on the posters, on the booklets, to eventually being in a place where I no longer had my faith in anything, because I just couldn't trust anyone. And even to this day, I still struggle with, who do I trust? what's real, what's not, and it's an ongoing process, you know? But anyways, I just wanted to fill you guys in and tell you the story about how I was a Scientology poster boy at one point in time, and now I am one of the internet's biggest suppressive persons. So Scientology really didn't pick a good person to be on their posters. It only backfired for them. I ended up leaving, and now I am forever a suppressive person. But I do have some really cool stuff coming for you guys soon, so please click the subscribe button below if you're not already subscribed. I'm releasing my book at the end of this year. I have a lot of really exciting things to look forward to be able to share with you guys in terms of helping to expose and take down the Church of Scientology. So please click the like button if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this. Please leave comments down below. I do read all comments below. Again, check out my Patreon. If you're able to leave a donation to my channel, it would mean a lot. The link is down below. And thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon.